Hey, how y'all doing? So, I just wanted to hop on real quick because I had thought about something. I thought about how when I vended and I sold out for the very first time, um, I had sold out of the strawberry crunch cake. And so, what happened was I had just had probably like the day before, or it may have been like the week before. I had an experience where I sat down um, with some people. I'm not going to name who, but I sat down with some people. We were discussing some things, and it was revealed during that discussion that they actually thought my cakes and cupcakes were nasty. They thought the cake and cupcakes were ugly. Child, listen, crushed the old bitch heart having that conversation with them, right? Baby, when I tell you an old bitch was crushed, baby, I was crushed. Remember how Red ran to his car and Smokey said he gonna cry in the car? Baby, that's exactly what I did. Child, I cried in the car. I cried all the way home. You hear me? And at the same time, I kept saying, but I'm gonna be okay, right? I kept saying, I don't give a damn what you talking about. I'm gonna be fine, right? And I kept trying, right? So as the days went on, I had came across a video on YouTube by I think the content creator, I think his name on YouTube is 901 Creator or 901 Cravings. That's what it is. And he had did the video on how he made the strawberry crunch cake. He had the entire recipe, everything that he did, right? So the only thing I did different was I had made my cake homemade. That was something that I had always strived to do. I just wanted to make my cakes and cupcakes homemade. No box cake mix, no store bought icing. Okay. Now, that's not to put anything or say anything against people who do that. That was just a goal that I had for myself. So I made that cupcake. I'm sorry, I made the strawberry crunch cake, and I had decided that when I was gonna vend that weekend, I was going to just cut the cake on site, right? The reason being is I didn't have any cake slice containers. So I figured, well, I got about $2. I'll just go to Dollar Tree, buy some cake slice plates and forks. And when people come up and ask for a slice of cake, because I had it on my table on a cake dome, it looked really nice on the table. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that's what I did. I set it on the table, and people were coming up, and they was like, "Oh my God, I want a slice of cake! I want a slice of cake!" And as afraid as I was, child, listen, I was scared because I was like, "Man, these people, they probably ain't gonna like this cake, right?" Because remember, just a few days before, I had this conversation, and they told me, "Baby, your shit nasty," and on top of it being nasty, the shit is ugly. So I had internalized it. I believed it, right? Y'all, as I'm sitting there at this event, it was my first time vending at Trap Soul and Paint. I don't know if y'all remember when that used to happen here in St. Louis, but it was my very first time vending there. I want to say this probably had to be back in about 2019 or 2018. But I remember wanting to vend there because I had always seen the advertisement and I had finally got my chance to be a vendor. And I vended, and y'all, when I tell you, that cake sold out in minutes, right? And I looked out into the crowd to try and see like what the reactions were, what were people saying. Y'all, I saw people sharing cake with each other. right? And then because of the reactions, people were just coming up asking for a slice of cake. So in that haste of me trying to serve everybody, I had dropped a slice of the cake on the table. Now, I did have a tablecloth and everything on the table, so it was still, like, yeah, I don't know if y'all remember when I would vend often, but my table would always be pretty decorative, right? So the slice of cake that fell on the table, I picked it up with my cake knife and I just put it on a plate and I set it over to the side. So now the cake is sold out. It's empty, right? There's nothing there. That cake dome is empty. It's gone. So I had other stuff. I had chocolate covered strawberries. I had chocolate covered apples. I had cupcakes, of course. So it was still things there that people could buy. Y'all, why this lady come up to the table? She was like, "Girl, all that cake gone." I said, "Yeah, girl, it's sold out." Now, keep in mind, I am just like, I can't believe that people love this cake, right? Remember, it was my first time making it. I didn't know what the reaction would be. Y'all, why the lady look over at the cake that fell on the table? She said, "What's that piece over there? That's yours?" I said, "No, it fell on the table. I didn't want to give it to anybody." She looked at me. She said, "Girl, give me that motherfucking cake." So I said, "Okay, well, it fell on the table. I really don't want to give it to you. You don't got to pay for it." She said, "Girl, how much is that damn cake?" So I told her she paid for it. She ate right there and she said, "This cake is so good. Thank you." But what she didn't realize is she had helped me. And what all those people didn't realize is that they helped me start believing in myself again. Now, I had a lot of trial and error. There's been times where, people have told me the cake was dry. It wasn't sweet enough. Just all different kinds of reactions and feedback that I would get from people. So I took all of that into account and did everything I could to improve my business, improve my skills, right? And now I hardly get any complaints. Because I took everything in instead of being offended, I took all of it in. And I used that as the fuel to keep going. So that long story was to tell you, whatever it is, if it's negative feedback, positive feedback, crazy ass feedback, take it in, figure out how you can apply it, and keep moving forward. Use it as the fuel you need for your engine, okay? Y'all, believe in yourself. Keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. I can't say that enough. Keep pushing forward. Keep believing, okay? So, with all that being said, I'm going to hop off. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to hug yourself. And I want you to be good to yourself, okay? With that being said, I'm Candace Bailey, a.k.a. your favorite cupcake dealer, your favorite cupcake plug. Y'all have a good one.